Think Neanderthals were just big, brutish humans? Actually, their daily life was far more complex and surprisingly fascinating. Every day they hunted, foraged, built shelters, and cared for each other. They faced freezing temperatures, wild animals, and scarce resources, yet they found ways to survive and even thrive. Today, we'll step into their world to see what daily life really looked like. Neanderthals' diet was incredibly diverse. They hunted mammoths, deer, wild goats, and other animals, often working in groups to bring down prey much larger than themselves. But hunting wasn't their only strategy. They gathered plants, berries, nuts, and roots, carefully choosing edible items from the forests and meadows around them. Some days were full of adventure and danger. Other days were about collecting what the land offered. Their survival depended on knowing the environment intimately. Every tool they used was essential. Stone points, scrapers, knives, and bone tools helped them butcher meat, clean hides, and carve wooden implements. But they didn't rely on stone alone. They experimented with bones, antlers, and wood, crafting specialized tools for specific tasks. Knowledge was passed from generation to generation. The young watched and learned, while the elders shared their experience. Every tool tells a story of innovation and adaptation. Shelters were another vital aspect of their lives. Caves offered protection from the cold, wind, and predators. In warmer months, they built temporary shelters using branches, leaves, and animal skins. Floors were lined with furs to keep warmth inside. Fires were carefully tended, providing not just heat, but safety and a place to cook food. Imagine sitting around a flickering fire after a long day of hunting and gathering. It was both survival and community. Clothing was essential in harsh climates. Neanderthals processed animal hides using stone tools, creating garments that protected them from freezing temperatures. They stitched furs together, wrapped themselves in layered clothing, and even adjusted their outfits depending on the weather. This shows a level of planning and understanding of their environment that many underestimate. But survival wasn't just about food and clothing. Neanderthals were social creatures. They cared for each other, tended to injuries, and taught the young how to hunt, forage, and make tools. Group cohesion was critical. Individuals who strayed from the group risked exposure to predators or the elements. Social bonds ensured that knowledge, skills, and traditions were preserved. Evidence also suggests that Neanderthals engaged in symbolic behavior. They crafted ornaments from claws, bones, and shells, and created abstract markings in caves. These items weren't just decoration. They may have been expressions of identity, status, or even spiritual belief. Far from being mindless brutes, they were capable of thought, expression, and imagination. Hunting required strategy and teamwork. They observed animal behavior, set traps, and planned ambushes. Hunting a mammoth or a large deer was dangerous and required coordination. One mistake could cost a life, so planning, communication, and skill were essential. Archaeology shows us that Neanderthals weren't just strong, they were smart, observant, and strategic. Their daily lives were full of challenges, yet also of learning and connection. Children played, learning the skills they would need to survive. Adults worked, prepared food, repaired shelters, and crafted tools. Elders shared wisdom and told stories, keeping the group connected and prepared for the future. Even small moments like sharing a meal or tending the fire contributed to the survival and cohesion of the group. Life for Neanderthals was tough, but impressively organized. They adapted to harsh environments, developed tools, nurtured each other, and passed knowledge to the next generation. Every action was purposeful, from preparing food to teaching a child to fashion a knife. They were resourceful, resilient, and intelligent, far closer to us than we often realize. So next time you think of Neanderthals, remember this. They weren't just creatures of the past. They were innovators, caregivers, strategists, and survivors. Their world may have been harsh, but they made it their own. If you want to uncover more secrets of Neanderthals, stay tuned for our next video, where we'll explore their burial practices, rituals, and the mysteries they left behind for us to discover.